What's good, guys? P coming at you with another one, bringing that filth. As you can see, the face is getting a little bit better. I'm almost there. But first and foremost, what I want to talk about is the Lakers got Pat Bev already, right? Now, they're on the verge of getting Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, according to rumors. And Russell Westbrook is going to be the guy that they're going to have to give up to get those guys. That is improving their roster just as much as they improved their roster last season to become title contenders and title favorites. So why in the hell this year the Lakers are all of a sudden not title contenders and not title favorites? That don't make any sense, right? But you guys, the media, you are the same people that labeled LeBron James as number 5, top 5 best player in the game, right? You labeled AD as a top 10 or a top 5 best player in the game when healthy. So how in the hell is 2 of the best players in the world on the same team not a title contender? That alone makes them a title contender. Even if it don't make them a title favorite, it makes them a title contender. Because title favorites and title contenders are 2 complete different things. Period. But at the same time, they go in the same vein. They're like peanut butter and jelly. They still are related. Okay? So all you guys, stop moving the goalposts and double dipping the chip. Okay? Because you can't have it both ways. You know, it's what I'm trying to tell you guys. What I'm doing is giving you a mirror. Right? And that mirror is the reflection of you saying stuff and double back on what the things that you said. Okay? Because you got to look at yourself in the mirror when you say certain things. Have conviction in your own words before you say them. Stop moving the goalposts so it could benefit LeBron James, because that's what it's all about. First you tell me LeBron James is a top 5 player in the league. He's the best player in the league to some of you. And some of you had this guy as MVP. Only reason why you didn't come out the woodworks and said that he was the MVP was because the Lakers had a losing record. But if the Joker can win the MVP as the 6th seed, then if the Lakers made the play-in tournament and was the 8th seed, you probably would have said LeBron James was the MVP, right? According to the numbers, right? So if LeBron James was an MVP candidate last season, how the hell is he old out of his prime when we use out of prime as a way of saying the guy is finished, he no longer could play at a high level? As long as you're playing at a high level, you're still considered an elite player. That means you're not old. That doesn't mean you haven't kicked the bucket yet. Okay? So let's throw that out the window. Because whenever the Lakers lose, you use that narrative, that excuse that LeBron James is old. Well, if he's old and putting up those type of numbers that he was putting up, that means he was stat padding. That's even worse. So if I was you, I would stick to the term that he's a top 10 best player in the game or top 5 best player in the game. Maybe you should stick to that narrative. Because if you don't, you just shot yourself in the foot. Now, if he is a top 5 player in the game, guess what? I'm going to have to use him by top 5 player in the game standards. He don't get free of that. You're a top 5 player in the game? Okay. Then we're going to judge you like a top 5 player in the game. No excuses. You get no passes. Period. Okay? So, that alone, combined with the fact that you got solid role players, you got a guy in Russell Westbrook who's your third option at most, but he averaged 18 a game. Stop using Russell Westbrook's name as the reason to why the Lakers didn't make it. Because when all you guys was together, you were still losing, and you were supposed to be 2 of the best players in the game. Period. So, whether Westbrook is on that team or not, you're still title contenders. Whether Russell Westbrook is on that team or not, you still may be title favorites, depending on who you trade for. Technically, you still are title favorites, as long as you get those 2 guys on the team and they rank the way they ranked. So, if LeBron and AD is not top 5 players, top 10 players in the league, then take them off that list. make them top 20, like my man Hoop would say. Because there's no way in hell have I ever seen two elite players, one do five, when healthy, that's what y'all say, not be considered a top contender. You don't use old, out of prime excuses for a guy that's considered a top 5 best player in the game, regardless of his age. None of that matters. Because if you're playing at a high level, you're playing at a high level. As simple as that. And the Lakers adding Pat Bev helps boost their roster for role players. And they're going to probably get even more depth. So as far as I'm concerned, not only are they title contenders, but every single year they come back and improve their roster and try to make super teams. Therefore, they are title contenders and title favorites every single year. And they're going to be the same thing this year as well. Expected to go to the NBA Finals. Title or bust. Sports out. Peace.